but of course, the most recent one that stands in our mind is their absolute smoke show versus LAG. Never let them get in the game. They were rotating well, they were holding well, they were getting good exit kills. It just looked like they were putting on a masterclass on Hacienda. So we'll see if they can contribute the same thing here versus Toronto team.
Yeah, this is going to be tough though, man, because I feel like throughout all of Stage 2, whenever we talk about Cloud9, it's usually through their SMGs versus the top dogs.
Yeah.
Your hands are going to be filled though with the way that Joe DeCease and Kleenex have been playing so far throughout the Stage 2 qualifiers. But here we go, map number 1.
Indeed, Cloud9 New York, Toronto Ultra, Hacienda Hardpoint, the 3 seed versus the 6 seed. Let's get it on. Joe DeCease, first blood, already kind of working his way over towards the Hardpoint as well. Cloud9 preferred to play for the high ground. It's working out pretty decently for them. Nowhere for Joe to go, and there we go. Full 4 dead for Cloud9.
That's perfect. Start off the game like that. You're already controlling a lot of this hall presence. You were able to flip a couple players from Ultra all the way across the map. Now we just got to take care of Kleenex. His positioning is now known once he takes down attach, but see now there's still more focus on cutting off everybody else. We'll focus on Kleenex later.
SMG duo has been really solid so far for Cloud9. Able to get some good presence across the map, but Kleenex shuts that down, and that's my X factor, I would say. When Kleenex plays well, this Toronto team looks like a top 4, if not maybe better than that team in the league. Just comes down to, is that consistency going to be there? And now we're trying to make that rotation happen over towards P2. Kleenex working alongside 2 of his comrades, trying to find a way around the backside of driveway, but Joe has opened the door over towards Spiral, and that's enough for Kleenex to also win out driveway.
Man, that's some insane gunfights there. 2 one-on-ones, you're not in the preferred position to walk away with them, but you somehow take it and you secure the back spawns, but Kremp is not allowing you to take it towards his hard point. He finds a double. All of Cloud9 bombarding their way through the front door, and Ultra, they're here. They just can't get in.
Yeah, it's all those nades, making it super dangerous. Trying to make it their way through, especially with the card still intact initially. Beans, lots of damage, can't find a kill though. I mean, he has damaged every single Cloud9 member. Joe DeCease now off the pinch, trying to find a way to crack into this hard point. Nicely lined up for 2, that's gonna break the hill. And also, a follow-up from Beans at mid-map has this back 20 looking good for Ultra.
Yeah, that's big time right there from Ultra, because they thought when they found the initial 2 kills, we should have walked away with at least 50 seconds plus, but Cloud9 made him work a little bit more harder for that. Basically a tie game now, going over towards P3. Cloud9 had every single player currently up, but that's an opening kill going in favor of Kleenex. An opening double. Now Cloud9 are going to be weak off their rotation.
Yeah, you can go scrap to initial here if you're Toronto. Cloud9 spawning all the way behind P2, and Kleenex finds the stray member inside the hardpoint. This has been beautiful for Toronto, plus the shutdown up top. That's just absolutely perfect. So Ultra's going to set themselves up with a really solid hold. They're going to read that the spawns are still intact, and now it's up to Cloud9 trying to break from the front.
Yeah, they have a couple routes being developed here, but Matt gets shut down on his overextension. Now you're just going trade for trade. Over towards top flat. Prep finds 2. Still
Big
trying
win.
to look for the break here for URC. 9 spawns do flip, but Ultra still holding on.
Yeah, Ultra kind of allow this to happen in a certain way. Clean out the front, get yourself into position, try to bunker in from the hard point. Insight finds his first elimination, but Kremp, his double, keeps things in relative amounts of contest. Sid able to get right back in, so that's the stonewall hold for him until Beans is able to pop over the top, find the kill. Now it's just down to Ultra. How do they want to try to play this? You've got a member already playing for rotation. Joe's going to noob, but Cloud9 are not giving up on the old time, and that will give him about 15 seconds.
And now that's a big one-on-one though for this rotation. Joe is going to be here early, finds that win versus Sid. Now he just got to withstand the pressure for the remaining Cloud9 players who are starting to approach his way. You already found a couple kills through top hallway. It's still the Joe DeCease show. Can he continue to have a moment? At least finds the first. Beans there for the second. But the team kill unfortunately gives the numbers in favor of Cloud9. The break is good.
Yeah, Sid and Mac able to combine the team shots that allows Sid to find 3 in a row. Swapping to an SMG for this hard point. 43 seconds to fight for. Lead swap feels imminent. Nice shutdown from Joe, though. Creates multiple windows of opportunity here for Cloud9 to be pushed down into Toronto. First couple of kills are good from inside. That will work out. Just down to Mac and over the top of the heady. Just not a good fight you want to take, so you'll wait for help.
Yeah, Mac's just going to take his time. Invest attacks, but now he's already into the play. He's able to find a double with the pistol. Almost lines up 3, but that player's one shot. Fly on in, find that kill. The final time is going to be ours. C9. Perfect so far at this P4. Give themselves a nice little lead going into the second half of this game. But if you are Ultra, we just got to start being that team early to some of these hardpoints. You can't rely on the breaks like they did at P3.
I mean, it really has been 6 of one, half a dozen of another. I mean, from P2 to P3, Toronto looked great. It's just like you mentioned, Cloud9's really solid throughout this 4th hill. Gives them a small advantage, but to this point, very 50-50 game. A lot of energy already put into this first rotation. Now moving back to the fountain again. Sid, Mac opening up some space to possibly consider getting on for some time, but they're still worried about playing for the right side of the minimap.
Yeah, the hallway controls more of the focus here for Ultra. Gonna jump your way into the hard point. You know where the spawns are coming in for Cloud9. You just gotta be able to read, attach, get out with your life. That is the perfect way to play it. force him to try to overextend. Free B on that kill, and now Cloud9 are all in front of you. Still got the spawns for new.
Yeah, Cloud9 is a little messy right now. A couple of split spawns have come through. Not really getting themselves set up to do much, whether on the hill or on rotation. So Toronto have reclaimed the lead for the time being. Over towards New, though. Setup already looking solid for Ultra, plus a little bit of a finesse move over the top of P1. And now is just down to what Kremp can provide over to the open hallway. Nothing. So max water out here is just going to be essentially, I got to sit here and wait. I'm not going to be allowed to.
Yeah, Beans reads it. Beans, 2 big one-on-one gunfights to start off this initial P2.
Clean.
From that front door, allows his team to have the full rotation over towards New. Ultra starting to run away. Let's step aside and go to Eliciting with Toronto.
Last guy max, okay?
Pretty big kick. I was front right, careful.
Give me a sec, Joe. I'm naded it.
Front right, they name me too, by the way. Yeah, I'm blocking.
Either water.
I will be front right, so you have to
Give me a sec, just
in water.
I have your front down.
In water, front right.
One water as well, bro.
I want, whole front. Front right,
Front left. You challenge
I'm taking by the way.
I'm just in the
He's on line with challenge.
Okay.
It's good time, it's good time.
He's still
Let's play
there.
through, let's play through.
Nice
shot, steady front.
No, yo, already front. Wait, absolutely, bro. I'm with you, Joe.
Got you.
Might be top heaven.
I'm going to take it, okay?
Could be front office.
Heard you, nice. Stop white. Going open.
Just got.
And top right, got office. And one front office. They're both weak, okay? 2 office, attaching crap.
I want to try
Plan.
Oh, that's
You want
Pass
to
up,
pass
attach
up?
those
He's
office.
plat set to me.
I'm cutting front.
bro.
One can be out front. Banging
I see plus
This
steps.
guy.
What's with deep out? Maybe office. Deep out.
Oh, one below. In.
Let's go.
I'll spawn.
Heard you, I'm already 10.
Send my front.
It's all back.
Go to ground. Go to ground.
Yeah.
Who is it?
I have you.
Well,
I
it's
have you. Yeah, you watch it. You have to look. It's on you. It's on you.
I'm holding the back hill. You're low, Jimmy.
Office me there. Someone.
Yo, you chop me in there, bro. You out of front.
Go to plan, you guys, right?
Nice shot.
He's not weak. Attach, okay? 24 seconds. He's in there.
Trust the office.
He's by the barrel.
Shot that pass. Yo, office on the script. Her jump weak. Back weak.
Nice.
They're behind us.
Give me dubs, maybe.
I spawned dubs. I spawned well.
On the heady.
Do me that.
Heard you, I'm holding you.
Two back
Free. I just, all free shot.
Three low square. All three low square.
What I do, I'm still alive. Two of them.
Many your chop.
More weak.
I need another one.
Both hands there.
Yeah, I made that. He's on the head.
I'm mid right now, but
I can get mid.
That's perfect. Three. Yeah, they shot it. Go one more. Weak. That's one to down.
Let's go sit. Make a push. I'll sit.
Whenever we spawn.
yeah, I
all
have
up mid,
office
right?
Jimmy, okay? Could already be out mid.
I have mid.
That's it.
Oh, he's top up. Jimmy.
Good flip, right?
Heard you.
He's gone front office.
I have the steps. I have the steps for now.
Yeah,
Not the
yeah,
steps.
yeah.
I don't have a.
I spawned out.
Two come.
Absolutely beautiful stuff in these last 2 hard points for Toronto. Gets them a 70-point lead. Cloud9's doing what they can to try to fight, but Toronto's not giving them any avenues to put together any sort of a setup.
Nah, and it all started at P2, man, when the Ultra, specifically Beans, opens up with that double through the front door. They hold down the first push, and then even the second push, they go 3 for 3 in the trades. The last players alive was attached, but there's still 20 seconds there.
Yeah.
We got the close spawns. We can fight for that time. Then you keep it mixy at P3. You dominate over towards P4, and now all of a sudden you're up by 60. Going into the 3rd set of these hard points. The SMGs have come to play. ARs, Inside had a slow start, but he's been picking it up as well. Cloud9, even though they're down by 50, they can still come back.
And I like this idea from Sib. Right as soon as the P1 opens up, he makes the route happen over towards the P2 side of the map, clears some space, forces his spawns to move. Get Toronto uncomfortable because they have been in their bubble for the last 3 hard points or so. Now back up top by shots from Sib! Oh, 5 in a row for Sib. Still in the hard point is Cloud9, and they're retaining the right side of the minimap. This is doable.
They still have a lot of time to play for here at P1. Couple kills don't go their way. Sib now has to play the objective and continue to slay, but he gets shot from so many different angles. Now you're down by 30. You still have the spawns that you want for that P2 side. We just can't give up this free time to Ultra.
Yeah, 15 seconds is good time for Toronto. Good chow from Mac, keeps him on the hard point, and now you can re-wrap back over to P2. You can even see number 1 and number 4 locking things down over towards well side. This is the perfect setup for Cloud9. How much damage can Mac do on the cross? Not as much as I'm sure he would have liked to. Kremp holding towards well. He's got the first. Can he find the second? Good shots coming through, but shut down by Beans, and now here comes Toronto from the front.
Yeah, this instant pressure from Ultra all through lobby. You're going trade after trade. At least the spawns are still good for Cloud9. You just consistently keep on trading. Ultra just trying to work their way through the backside, but there's so many crossfires being set up from Cloud9, it's not going to be easy to even work their way through the back end.
Big wins from Mac. Big wins for Mac. Oh, that holds things down for now. Last player left alive is Joe Deceives. He's
No
run
way.
towards the side door, but he still wins the first 1v1. Follow-up is good. Cloud9 still alive and kicking. And look at the spawns for Ultra. They have to try to flood this from the front.
And Ultra might have to just give this up. They're able to open up the freebie through the front door, though. So Beans lines up another clutch double. You have the numbers advantage. You just got to work your way on in. You also have a pinch from Sizor. Joe D finds the perfect timing to hit it, and Beans again with another double. It's going to allow Ultra to walk away with this final 10 seconds. Even though Cloud9 win the rotation anew, that was such big time there for Ultra.
These gunfights still are the game. Mac able to trade out on the inside. One more player to find in Tid, and that's won by Sib. 199, 232. Trophy systems are down, but the spawns are a little mixy. Kleenex, he pops up, finds Attach, forces Sib to have to respond. Can't find it. Mac shut down. Looking good for Toronto. Crap, you've got to find at least one elimination to try to open the front doors here. Can you get in? Can you find an elimination to find the contest? Patio's clean. Now they hit from the front. Hardpoint goes neutral. 243, 208.
And Cloud9 are in. Yeah, at least finding the trades for now. Big 30 seconds they can walk away with it. You've been able to flip the spawns as well. All of Ultra are now going to develop on some of a long route. You have Insight taking his sweet time around the back while Kremp is finding a double through the middle. That's 3 dead, and now you can still lose here if you're Cloud9. You cannot afford to give it up.
But you've got so much space. So you're going to commit for Kremp to play on the rotation. Everyone else out hitting from the front. Toronto's able to work their way in. Attach. Can you be the hero? He only finds one. Kremp in the contest. Can he stay alive long enough to allow this rotation to come through? Looks like yes, as Sib is there. Now you look to rotation. Mac and Attach are going to be here first.
C9 have a couple players early into Hardpoint. Now if you're Joe Deceives trying to time this flank, he wins the one-on-one. You find the second kill, Ultra are in.
Time for the Mac attack. 1v2 over the top. He finds the first.
One.
From Sib is good. Oh my goodness. Cloud9 are in. They've got numbers. Toronto just need 2 points. Can they find a break? It's a 3v3 over the top of the time. Trades back and forth. Attach. Lock it down. Oh my goodness. A barn burner map #1 and Attach calls game.
That's how you get the blood flowing here in Texas. A 250, 248 opening HP between two teams who are realistically fighting for that top 4 spot. They go blow for blow. But C9 knew the only way we could win this is to not allow them to win at P3. Every single time they were trading effectively. And then it came down to the rotation at P4, a one-on-one. It's 2 players, Mac to find a double, Sib to find a double, Cloud9 able to hold on and then Attach with the 4 to close it out. We gotta take a look at that again.
Oh, yes we do. Dylan Attach Price, the ageless wonder, turning up to be 18 again. But this man on your screen, how big was Sib in so many of these moments? I mean, we're talking about a game that was 70 points before we even got over to P2. Then we start to rotate over. We talked about Cloud9 able to get the rotation first. It's something that you pointed out to, that Cloud9 have been really focused on that macro game. Toronto not fully able to break in from the front. The hero play here, I think in particular for Kremp, just to get in and contest from a safe spot, allows Sib a chance to come back to the play. You win it, and then of course, Jay, what happens at new? You just get a bit of a body bag from Mac.
And you already saw from Ultra, like they were committed to play for that junk time. They thinking, okay, we keep on training, we stand a good chance. So they thought about that rotation a little bit late. But even in this situation, you still have a 4v2. You go 3v2, and then both of those players, and Mac and Sib, they both find doubles. And then at this point, you know we can't develop on long routes. We have to head bash our way through the front. I thought they stood a good chance when they found this opening kill, but then Attach with the AR, tax over the top. Everyone's a little bit weak. He's able to line up a 4-piece to close out the game. C9 take a map #1. And that's a good way to start this series.
A quad feed to finish map 1 for Attach. And that's the thing is, like, when you go back and you reflect on what this team was in Major 1 qualifiers.
It's crazy, man.
And now where they are now. I mean, we were sitting in the green room back during Major 1. It's like, dude, Attach, you got to get out of them spawn plots. You got to get active. You got to get mixy. But since Sib has woken up, he's learned how to shoot straight again by his own words. Attach has gotten so much more aggressive, and you can see it really represented here. The hardpoint time split pretty much evenly between all 4 members for Cloud9. You also talk about the non-traded kills for Sib, 24 out of 30. Mercy.
He was just doing what he usually does,
yeah.
man. That's why you add him to this lineup. That's why you were so happy if you're a Cloud9 fan that he has found this form again. Because this is what you need this young man to bring, just that slaying presence. Such a back and forth game. I thought Toronto, realistically, were going to start to pull away. You have a perfect P2 on the second half, then you chain it over to a little bit of that P4. You're still up by 50. But the fact that Cloud9 make as mixy as P1s usually are. Not as mixy because they were finding all the kills. They were controlling all the power spots. They were able to chain that a little bit to P2, extend the game over to P3, and then close it out at the money hill at P4. A tight opening HP. And now I expect us to have a tight search and destroy as well here on Protocol.
Yeah, I think the thing about this is we've seen, again, Toronto really, again, I would say like they opened up so strong at search.
Yep.
Kind of like Carolina in that way. I looked at those two teams very similarly. It's just like they are setting the tone of what search and destroy should look like in Black Ops 6. That hasn't been as convincing over the last couple of weeks maybe for some of these two teams. So it does feel like there's an opportunity here for Cloud9 when it comes to the search. I still lean towards Toronto on this map. I think most people would. I think it just comes down to how hot are the SMGs going to stay, because to be frank, in that opening map, Cloud9 were getting away with murder with how they were running through at least some of the setups from Toronto.
Yeah, and the SMGs are going to be the difference makers here.
Absolutely.
On the side of Ultra, I'm pretty sure you got Joe Deceive sitting at like a 1.2, 1.28 specifically in search and destroy, 6th best in Major 2 qualifiers, and on the opposite side you got Kremp with a 1.4. There's no one on the side of Cloud9 over a 1.0. He's just been Mr. Do-It-All. And the thing is also about this map is that I know it started off great for Ultra. It kind of fell off a little bit recently. They started to boost it back up in some of their couple matches, but the same thing could be said for Cloud9. When you talk about their search and destroy, it's been a majority of Haciendas, a majority of Skyline. But recently, they've been adding Protocol into the mix. We actually casted the one versus Atlanta.
Yes, we did.
And even in man-down situations, they just have playmakers who aren't afraid to play plays. So if you're Ultra, we got to try to capitalize on shutting down Kremp.
Absolutely the case. I think there's the thing about this Cloud9 team and their improvement in search and destroy for this stage where it feels like no matter who's alive still, they're able to find a quarterback that can make the play happen, even if they're in a 3v4, 2v2s, low number situations. And really, honestly, you take a look at just kind of the numbers, pretty even across the board, even though we still, again, look at Toronto as being the favorite search and destroy team. So we'll see how things kind of unfold as we jump into Protocol search and destroy. It'll be Toronto on the opening offense, trying to get us kicked off.
Oh, yeah, and it's the perfect guy to hop on with. Joey Deceives. Always receives a lot of pressure through the bottom side with this A-bomb. But just going to gain some early info and get on out.
Insight just trying to find something over towards field side, gets caught on the staircase just as Sip peeks from boat. So first blood good for Cloud9. They still have Kremp playing a little bit further forward as well, so they can leave him there to try to foil the setup depending on what they read from Toronto trying to recover.
That's a big kill though. Beans onto attach, still makes it a 3v3. You get info as well onto Kremp. He's aggressive up the race, so you say Screw trying to challenge that. Let's work our way over towards B. Joe Deceives gets the info but loses the one-on-one. 3v2 in favor of C9.
That's your bomb carrier down now too. So Beans and Kleenex have a lot of work to be done here. Beans is in a nice spot to try to sneak around some of this defense. Hold his ground while Kleenex tries to re-rotate in a different position. Can Beans catch a timing here? Ooh, sure seems to be, but that's not enough information. Bomb does get collected though. Beans can track back.
Yes, get out, and thankfully you open up a little bit of space there for Kleenex to make it a 2v2. But now with only 20 seconds left, you're going to drop down and commit your way in towards A, and Cloud9 to meet you.
Yeah, they sure are. Here comes the check. Beans is going to see one. Over the back. Kleenex it with a follow-up for the first. They know Max playing over towards the elevator. This should be a very comfortable post plant for Toronto. Shots from Mac are decent. Can he stop the plant? No, not quite. And Kleenex will put him out of commission. What a great 2v3 from Ultra.
Yeah, that can't happen there if you're C9. Like, you have the numbers. You know the bomb is going to be down over towards Sidewalk. Let's just put ourselves in a position to play these trades. You're just allowing space to be given away or timings not to go your way. And then once Kleenex puts himself towards top trips, makes it a 2v2, they get info, okay, this player's sitting back B bomb, so we can work our way in towards A. They just weren't expecting that quick rotation to come in there for Ultra.
Yeah.
Smack in a 1v2. Almost made something out of nothing, but Ultra take the first.
I think there's something to be said, too. Like, Beans is on an island. He sees the player kind of rotating in and out over through bottom lockers. So it's like, okay, we can't really play for B if they're going to be still holding back here. But then that extra bit of information gathering on Mac pushing through to elevator is everything. So good collection of intel. Great follow-up from Toronto. Now New York's turn. Looking for something similar. Sid able to find inside up top at windows, and he wants this battle. Yeah, he's got help from attachment behind. And that's enough, actually, for Mac to start to push forward here at Sidewalk.
But safety net and Beans playing over towards Heli. Just make sure you stay triggered this one, at least guarantee one. Finds the opening kill onto Mac. He knows the pressure's going to be on him. Knows the shoulder, but he is going to be weak. Tatch finds a cleanup 3v3.
Yeah, if you're going to commit for this push through, you have to deal with him no matter what. And beyond that, Sid able to find a kill on the inside is massive towards the opportunity for Cloud9 to still collect and possibly even plant this bomb over at B. You've got great recovery here in Toronto. Now all of a sudden, they're kind of on the back foot trying to re-rotate back.
Yeah, they had info on both players, so
yeah.
say Screw trying to fake. those gunfights. Let's just get the bomb down. So now Jodeci's and Kleenex left to try to clutch on up. Trying to clear out over towards Helly's side. You're able to spot attached, but all you want to do is stay alive if you're attached. But all right, we can challenge too. Cloud9 tie the game.
He had help nearby, why not? Yeah, great stuff from Cloud9. I love that too. I mean, you know where Inside is. You just completely put him out of the picture. You isolate him away from that top window spot. You eventually get an opportunity to push Mac and Kremp forward. Yeah, it's a little awkward trying to make his way through helicopter, but if you're making that play, you've got sidewalk control, you have to get that isolated kill. And that's, I think, good commitment from Cloud9 to stick to their guns there.
And that's what we saw a lot from Cloud9 on their offenses in that series versus Atlanta. Just a lot of mid-map presence. You get early info on towards bottom A, but then you make your decision quickly, depending on how many tacks are getting invested on the bottom side of bunker, if we're going to hit that rotation. And thankfully, it works out there once they find that trade onto B. But all tied up at 1. Trophy system down in the back pocket. Might play this one a little bit more aggressive. And Sid finds the first. Effective on the trade, though, is Joe.
Nah, not enough, though, to get away. Plus, you've also got attached taking shots at Kleenex. And he's got nowhere to go at the time being. So, again, trends starting to build towards Cloud9. And that was something we saw in the Cloud9 versus Atlanta game as well, where it's just like that elevator shutdown was so key for Cloud9's defense, and now there's only one opportunity. You have to try to rotate around the backside of that play. Not going to work out, and this should be a comfortable round for Cloud9.
Yeah, 1v3 now left up to Kleenex. He knows that at least one player is over towards Helly's side, but the other two are probably camping this bomb. Does have a stun to work with, but as soon as he's spotted, all the arrows return.
Yeah, not going to happen. Okay, Cloud9 looking really solid on this map. And again, we had that kind of question mark when they were playing up against Atlanta. You know, on the offensive side in particular, we really put a lot of focus on Kremp getting forward in towards lockers, if not through it. I mean, there's that one round where he gets down spiral around the Atlanta defense. And there wasn't really an answer from Atlanta in the terms of how do you deal with that mid-pressure play that Cloud9 likes to put on you, where Civ will peek you from P2, attach will be top windows, it puts that guy top window out of commission for the defense, and that creates so many layering issues for how do you deal with a question mark of what's happening at middle.
And then also with Mac dropping down towards the elevator.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Two players in towards A. It's just like we have to account for every single one that we just saw. Sometimes those decisions get made for you. Insight this time, strikes with the first blood. Big one onto Kremp, but Sid with the response, still a 3v3.
Now let's put some pressure on the defense because you do have field control now if you're Cloud9. But once more, Mac just takes that mid-fight and has an opportunity and a window to make his way over towards B. Bomb planted comfortably. And honestly, Ultra are not in a spot to feel this out at all at the moment.
Absolutely not. They need to try to isolate this gunfight onto Sid. It looks like he is going to be spotted. Kleenex has him trapped. But Sid just trying to dance with death. Unfortunately, Joe sends it on him. Makes the numbers in favor of Ultra. Mac and Attach forced to clutch on up, and they're both in clutch spots.
Yeah, Attach had played here last time around. Kleenex aware of that. Trying to find an angle to get around the back. Couple of shots to distract Attach. This has worked out nicely. Oh, finish your food. There you go. Now it's just down to 1. Mac rewrapping the play. Bomb's already on for the defuse, though. Does he have an angle at it? No, not going to happen. Really good isolation from Ultra in particular to make sure they just don't lose track of Civ.
Yeah, that was the biggest kill. You locate where Civ is. You isolate on the gunfight. You keep the numbers in your favor. And you know there's only a couple of spots they realistically can watch that bomb side from. Once we clear out Helly, it's either he's back on or he's playing a reflink. Thankfully, too many players from Ultra still alive there. Able to clutch up on the round. But that's, again, just the same thing that C9 keep on doing. They find the first blood. At the same time, Mac is dropping down towards the elevator. He's spotting the info. He's realizing, okay, there's multiple people down here. Let me just go plant it B. Fortunately, the post-plant situation, though, wasn't the best.
Yeah, I'll be curious, I think, next time we see a Cloud9 offense, are they going to continue to try to put pressure onto Insight from field side? Because that was where Kremp fell. He fell outside P2 stairs. I think running a third AR, just trying to find that isolated win. Stuns go through for Joe down low. Beats. A couple of hit markers through the bottom windows. Doesn't reveal too much, though, as Cloud9 is kind of scrambling a little bit, trying to figure out what defense they want to put together.
And Ultra is now, there's been a couple of offenses so far, where they're spotting Cloud9 really commit to that A site from Spiral. If they're not going to beat you there through Big Door, we might as well start taking advantage of that spot. But now it's only 35 seconds, wiped off the game clock. 50 seconds still to work with, and Bomb is still yet to leave the base.
If this isn't really on Kleenex, he's got to be the one to put some pressure onto this A setup. You got Kremp already bottom side elevator shaft, and you've got Civ watching his cross from front door. So really, it's Attach and Mac that are trying to feel out. Is there actually a play over towards B? No, not yet. So now it's just down to, is there anything actually happening over towards A? Nades to allow Joe to pop on down. Wow, what a prediction after Kremp that is. Civ able to find up Kleenex, though. So again, this is really coming against the clock here, 2v3.
Yeah, they're going to waste a lot of time just trying to work their way in towards A, but at least you're able to hit the cross. But Civ, again, gets the better of Insight in that one-on-one. Numbers in favor of Cloud9, and don't really have attack to work with you, Joe. You're just pure gunny here.
Yep. Got a little bit of help on the cross, but does he have enough from being seared for the 1v3?
It's GG.
Yeah, it feels that way. Clean shots, but no, too many to deal with. Then Cloud9 go up 3-2. Yeah, I mean, it's just, that's what Cloud9 love to do on the defensive side, is just don't allow you a chance to find a free first blood. We're just gonna kind of get a little poke, a little prod, set ourselves up late, and then once you read that there's no one towards B, okay, cool, we'll take field back from you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Ultra need to show a little bit more presence at that B bomb site, force a rotation on the side of Cloud9 because they didn't budge on their defensive setup there. There's no presence through mid gun. They know where the play's gonna commit over towards A. So Sib was just playing over towards Bolt, trying to watch over his teammates. He was able to find a double, but that second one onto inside was the most important there. Able to secure the defense. Is Cloud9. But if you're Ultra, we might just want to step up the pacing a little bit.
I was going to say, this chess game has been trading pawns. I want to see some power pieces come out to play. Cloud9. Are they going to go back to the same mid play that they've shown us through their first offenses as well as what they did versus Atlanta? Crank with an SMG would lead you to believe that yes, they are going to try to play this forward over towards 10.
But this is what they do. Like, they force you to think about that rotation over towards B, and then they drop down to the big door. They capitalize with their numbers. You can already see 3 players trying to isolate onto Joe. He's going to be one shot and stunned. Sending Crimp for the kill. You find the first blood, get the bomb down.
Crimp caught on sprint, back there for the follow-up, so now a 3v2. Field is owned by Ultra. The shots from Sim are decent. Whoa, nice nade from Beans. Right over the top, able to capitalize. Now to the 2v2. And Beans has snuck his way just a little bit further forward than maybe Cloud9 would expect.
The thing is, they saw him on the kill cam. I know Sib gave the comment, someone is going to be up close and personal, but can still find that gunfight onto Beans, and he's able to walk away with one insight from the back end. Drop down at the right time, and Ultra, even in the man disadvantage, when you're thinking that round, they stand no chance at winning it. Thankfully, the nades and the shots good enough to take down Sib. You make it into a 2v2. Then I thought you had the information that Beans was there. You probably want to commit for the 2-on-1 chow, but Beans is able to win one, and an insight strikes at the right time. Tie game again.
I think they were going for the 2v1, but just Beans packs such a hurt to the first challenger that Mac trying to come back to the play just gets a little bit lost in the finesse. You don't know if he's got help above him, and you're trying to find him quick and early, but Beans still repositions, gets the regen, and smokes Mac. That was impressive as heck.
There's been a lot of defenses so far in this S&D. Next now trying to change that up. Aggressive through top middle of the map. You have Crimp isolated. You're fine the first blood, and now you have all B side to work with.
Yeah, I love this change up from Ultra. After showing nothing but presence down in towards the elevator shaft, you're going to 3-man flood on the outer, and you get an isolated 1v1 from Insight. This is building out perfectly for Ultra. Helicopter control, but they do lose their bomb carrier. Sib over the top, lots of damage. Does he want to try to chase it? Information on the Beans playing over towards P1, but can't win the gunfight in Ultra. Little switch up right there, catching Cloud9 a bit off guard.
Yeah, it was the pace change. It's all they needed to do, because right now Cloud9 are playing super safe on the defensive looks. Taking their time through the drop through windows. That time they try to get Crimp out towards mid-gun, but just couldn't read the pressure over towards the sidewalk. You find that first blood, before C9 just start to wrap back off of their 8 setup. And just isolate on all those gunfights after. As Toronto finally secure an offense and the lead.
Yep. This round is everything right here. Cloud9 have not really been able to get into position to see a bomb site comfortably in a while. They're going to go to the old tried and true trophy system 4-man hit down through A. But this is the thing, Ultra are not here at all for this, so they're going to have to be able to play retake. And honestly, they're going to find out very quickly, thanks to Joe, that there's no one playing over towards elevators, so they can surround this play.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a 4-second towards the side. So hopefully we got a couple stuns or nades to take care of the trophies, because they got 2 down in towards this bomb. 15 seconds already gone. You do get a couple hit markers on the Crimp, but he's just going to play his life.
Yep. How do you want to try to approach this if you're Ultra? Looks like they want to go from front door. Wow, good shots on the Sid. Backs him off the angle, allows Joe to move in. Insight for first blood. The timing not good. Now you're looking to try to follow up. Mac for 2, Sid for the 3rd. Not the cleanest execute here in the retake from Ultra. A lot of support from the trophy system, but they just got caught looking the wrong way.
Yeah, and that's the first time that they showed that defensive look. Like, it's usually been at least one player contesting it towards bottom A, but they set it on offense. We took gun, it worked. Let's try it on defense. It's just unfortunate for them. Cloud9 with the perfect blind counter. 4-stack, instantly get the bomb down, and then when Sib gets back down and they find that first blood, I thought that was their opportunity there. It's just you couldn't allow Mac to find a double there. Because once Mac finds 2, Sib's already regen, he goes for the instant chow after that, and the numbers just keep in favor of Cloud9. Tie game again, all at 4.
Yeah, it was only Joe that got into the front door, even when they backed down Sib, which was a bit odd. I think everyone else was trying to throw nades, though, was the issue. This looks familiar. Ultra making the same offensive route that they had built together in the last one, but Attach is ready for it. He finds CleanX caught on sprint. I mean, there is no one watching over the top towards window. That's a freebie for Attach.
And now in the man disadvantage, Jonas, he's trying to make up for it. But he is the bomb carry, though. Gotta be a little bit cautious on your approach with these routes. Insight has been basically living over towards cobble steps, but Sib spots him again.
Yeah, this is another information play. Does Joe want to follow up on the player top windows, or does he want to try to find a timing to get around the back to deal with Sib? You have to deal with one or the other. You can't just sit here at mid, and it looks like Joe is looking for Sib right now. Unfortunately, does not expect to attach his re-rotated back. Bean's trying to follow up, and he's going to have a 1v2 here. And no, Sib's going to find the trade. No worries whatsoever. Insight, last one left alive.
1v3, bomb all the way across the map. Yeah, GG, hold the way. We're moving on to the next one. Cloud9 with the perfect blind counter, more specifically Attach, man. He said, all right, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm not going to allow you to do that gunplay again. Finds the first blood, and then also finds the second onto Joe. So he's trying to make up for it. There's a perfect setup there for Cloud9. Once they got that first kill, everything was covered. Now they're at game point.
Yeah, I love that adjustment too, because you've got Sib, who's a flex player there, where he can rotate all the way back into the defensive spawn if Attach does see something, or he can just hold over towards field, make sure the front door stays safe if he doesn't see anything, and then you assume there's going to be a play towards A. So, yeah, brilliant adjustment from Cloud9, and now they're finding themselves on map point. Toronto, whoa, aggressive defense making its way over to the field side. But this is, again, the same offense that Sib had from before. They don't expect CleanX, though, to be playing through field. Mac has also been spotted over the middle of the map, but he's just on his way to B again.
Yeah, Cloud9 should have got the info, though. Once that trophy gets invested over towards both, they're most likely going to be aggressive on that side of the map. So they lose the trade fights, but at least they get the bomb down. Attach going to go right back to that helicopter position, and Ultra going to take it from the middle of the map.
Got to make a decision here of how you want to try to clear this out, though, if you are Toronto. This is not a bad 2v3 post plan. And look how aggressive Mac is getting around the map. Attach, same spot over towards Heli. He's trying to kill time.
Still time.
Can Mac come over the back? He's already been seen, though. That's the problem. CleanX is able to find the first. And now you just have to keep Mac at bay. He's on 4 in a row, able to find the elimination, but they're going to immediately hop for the defuse. And I don't know if Mac gets here in time to even check this. Over the top. No, held back by CleanX, and we're going to go around 11.
Whew. Ultra that time. They were to respond with the defense over towards that boat side. They thought everything was sweet once they found that first kill onto Beans. But just that trophy, where it was planted, you had to be able to read the aggressive players getting in towards that A site. Once CleanX finds that second kill onto Sib, you force them to rotate over towards B, you take mid-map away. Now you're just banking on Mac to get something done on that re-wrap put. Round 11, here we go.
Ultra on the offense. Here we go. How about a little bit of a burst play down low? Joe sees it, stunned, able to stay alive, gets out. But again, Cloud9 have won the bottom of the map. RCXD also going to be used here. That is instantly gets deployed and deleted. So now we're back to more neutral status. It's something Cloud9 has showed us a lot. Show force at A, back up, set up our defense late.
Yeah, just make sure we have a little bit of presence through top A. Don't allow them to wait up through B Street for free. Insight able to dodge death. 35 HP in a dream. Mac is just going back and forth. That bottom side of the elevators, and Ultra just wasting a lot of time here.
Yeah, Sib just guarding inside to make sure that field play stays safe. Hasn't seen it in a while, back over to the inside, and oh, okay.
That's unfortunate.
Decent from damage from Mac, I'm sure, is what allows that team kill to come through. So we stay 3v3, but the bombs will be planted. Kremp is working in a route around the back. Insight playing over towards field side. Shots from the ARs coming from the front. But Kremp, he doesn't have a sub, he just has the AR. What's this timing gonna look like?
He's waiting for his teammates from Spire before he drops down. Just make a little noise, now turn.
Wow, there it is. Now we get in. Joe Deceive trying to find the trade. A couple of tags are in. Here comes the follow-up from Attach and Sib, though. Insight finds the first, Joe gets the other. Now it's just not Sib for the 1v1! Oh, it's Sib again! Coming up clutch at the end of a map! Finds himself the 1v2. Toronto nearly able to hold on, but not quite sturdy enough. Cloud9 go up 2-0.
This series can't get any tighter than what it is. A 2-point difference in a hard point, 1 round difference in the search and destroy, and literally a split second in that final round there costs Ultra. Because once that action starts to develop over towards Spyro, you see Beans instantly turns. That 1 split second that he turns, Kremp knows, all right, this is my time to go. He finds that one-on-one gunfight, keeps them numbers advantage in favor of his team, and then the last 2 players on the side of Ultra, they know that they're trapped. We know we have to eventually commit on one of these gunfights. And even though Insight found one, Jodeci found the second, both players are weak, and Sib, the closer there, to close out that S&D.
I mean, hey, this is not anything besides a battle of potential upset kings when it comes down to this major overall. Cloud9 showing that they can ice up, clutch up, find the moments that they need the most. Wow, what a finish to both the round 11 and, of course, the Hacienda Hardpoint before that. But regardless of how it happens, Cloud9 finds themselves up 2-0. And looking over the course of the scoreboard, because we weren't really able to do that during the regular portion of the game. 12-7, 5 assists from Sid. He was everywhere.
1,700 damage with 4 first bloods. Like, that guy was the difference maker on these later rounds of this game. You had Attach have a big round as well. Prep wasn't really like the superstar that we're used to seeing on the side of Cloud9. And this is actually good, the fact that the scoreboard looks like this, because it's usually Prep being Superman.
Exactly.
But now everyone playing a role, everyone participating and getting stuff done. Even Mac with 3 bomb plants. Cloud9 just a little bit better in those quick round adjustments to close out that search and destroy.
I think if you were to have told the Ultra team, like as a blast from the past, like if you were to go up to them and be like, hey, you're gonna have 3 first bloods on the Kremp, on a protocol search and destroy, they'd be like, oh, we win that map 6-3. But Sib steps up, Attach steps up. It's just one of those things. We saw it versus Atlanta. Kremp was hard to deal with. He's been really hard to deal with really everywhere, but especially on protocol. Just doesn't come through here. It's Sib who comes up clutch.
It was just so weird to me to see Ultra not really be aggressive in towards A. They decided to go towards B when that's usually not their cup of tea. But enough from us. Back to the desk to break it down real quick.
Welcome back to the analyst desk. We have Mr. Merck, our special guest, joining us. And Merck, so far it looks like our analyst could be 2 for 2 on the desk. Miles crushed the first prediction, and you called Cloud9. We knew it would be a 1-kill difference and a 2-point difference in Hardpoint.
Well, yeah. Very close match so far. But I mean, honestly, the one thing for Ultra was this search and destroy. This was their best map, and they lose it in round 11. So things are looking tough for them.
It's been fun to watch, though, Ali, and you had 3 of the 11 rounds that you want to break down in detail. Let's roll the beautiful bean footage. Toronto Ultra versus Cloud9 going the distance here in game 2.
There's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't get cyberbullied by my own host. But as we go into this map number 2, for me, the most important rounds were that 8 and 9. When Mac gets 2 down low during that A, there's no reason they should have won that round. And then on the side for Toronto Ultra, like, I think there was just too many reps on this map. I think the VOD review really came through for Cloud9 when they were set up for that round 9 push towards that B side. It was fantastic defense out of them to then force them for that round 11. And just Sib, dude, 12-7, 1,700 damage, 4 first bloods. Like, need I remind you, in that first Hardpoint, he was like double negative at some point. Like, the ARs were seriously struggling from the side of Cloud9. But dude, the second they got that momentum, the second the hands got hot, it has just not slowed down.
Hot hands.
Yeah, this is not a great matchup for Toronto Ultra. You're talking about a Cloud9 team, 80% of their offensive rounds, basically every round, they get the bomb down. The best in the league at doing it. Toronto Ultra, this stage, the worst at retaking, right? So matchup-wise, it just doesn't work that well for them. And you saw a lot of the offensive rounds, like you see Cloud9, they get in there, they get the bomb down, they just play their trades and execute. And also, when you got Sib finding 4 first bloods, the game's gonna feel a lot easier.
Joe, looking at the reactions at the end of that search and destroy, do you believe, Toronto Ultra can bounce back after this?
No, I mean, honestly, after map 1, I thought it was over. Because, like, just sort of the comeback, I think Ultra played map 1 very well. They had it in the bag, and, you know, C9 was able to clutch on up. Like, I thought, like, this is a team in Ultra where they have these close losses time and time again, and they start to kind of eat at you. They eat away. It's tough to bounce back mentally.
Feels like a free fall.
Top 4, we never know where they're going to finish. Right now, they are down 2-0 to Cloud9, and that's due to plays like this. Let's take a look at the end of the hard point as Ant draws some conclusions.
Yeah, let's talk about the chaos here at the end of the hard point. There are a lot of small plays. These guys were battling back and forth mentally, and you have to make tough decisions when you're here, right? So we're on fences. We're going to talk about the situation. Currently, Cloud9 have control. Attach is the guy we're going to highlight early in this clip. He's back here, right? And he's tasked with kind of watching top plat and make sure nobody sneaks around on back. And you're going to see how this plays out in a moment. He just makes a massive play. So he's checking the back right now. You see Toronto, they're trying to set up a push. This is their second push on this hill, which ends up being 3 pushes. They end up losing. So Attach finds that first kill. He's like, okay, we got 2. Now I'm going to reposition. I'm going to get top plat control. Joe Deceives wins a big one. And you see Toronto, they decide to like send players through fences to try to get this last 7 seconds that they need. If it's not for Attach finding this kill and then helping over here near fences, then this play just ends up going to the side of Toronto and they win. But you see this, Attach finds a big one, goes over reposition, helps over towards fences, another big kill. And then they're able to actually rotate over and get another big two-piece back-to-back, which we're going to talk about because these are crazy decisions that you have to make here if you're Toronto. You just lost that. You know there's going to be players rotated over on the side of C9, right? So we have to set up a pinch. So Joe Deceiv's going to come through here, and he's going to try to wait for one straggler that's going to rotate through. You know somebody's getting scrapped, so what does that leave you? It leaves you 2 players in hill that you have to clean up. So we're going to send 2 through mid, and then 1 guy around, right, to set up like a natural pinch here and get these guys off the hill. But what happens here is Beans chows a little bit too early. Right? He ends up finding one, but it gives them a lane. It gives them a lane for Mac to find one, and then for his teammate Sib to come through and get the cleanup. So he kills that guy in Beans, right? And now open is available. And they didn't pinch fast enough. So now what happens? Mac finds another one, and then Sib has the lane to come through and find 2. It's hard to make the decision, but if Beans were to wait there and allow the pinch to come through from Lambo and from Rockside, then they would have been able to control the rest of this time and close out this map. It's the fine things, the small things in these maps that cost you.
So it's just small things like back-to-back 1v2s and then a quad feed.
2-point game.
Well, also, it's like just some of like the risk or reward decision making from the side of Cloud9, because while all that's going on, Kremp making the decision to rotate that early when they could still win off old, and he finds 2 in that position and still makes it in time to go support attach to get them off that final couple of seconds in fences. Like, if he doesn't get those 2, they're screwed. They lose that. So, you know, risk reward.
Joey D, I wanted you on the desk longer, but I have a feeling this could be a short day for you. So, before you go, game 3, player to watch.
Game 3. Give me Mac.
Mac?
Yeah.
Mac for control. Let's check them out. Casters, are you ready? We got Shift and Study on the mic to go back to control.
Yes, Chris, we are ready. Wow, this has been, like, again, map 1, map 2. You could just define this series as clutch. That's really all it's been for Cloud9 to this point. So, yeah, Toronto battling, but now you got to find a way to reverse sweep into the face of a Hacienda control, Skyline Hardpoint, 2 of the mixiest map mode combos we have.
Yeah, this was going to be tough, man. It's basically a square up because one squad doesn't really like to play Protocol, which is Ultra. The other squad is C9. Don't mess with Bolt at all. So we were bound to get a Hacienda, but if you're Cloud9, we know that they love Hacienda basically everything. And now with the momentum heavy on their side with 2 close, very close SME maps and even the Hardpoint, they're going to be feeling really good going into this to try to close it out 3-0. You're looking for a spark on the side of Ultra, and realistically, I'm looking at Beans. A guy who had a bunch of moments that he could have been a game day changer, but unfortunately he fell short. You have to make up for it here.
Yeah, if you're Toronto, you can't be looking at this series like hearts shattered. You've got to be thinking we could have won. Both those 2 maps were right there, we're right in it. There's no way that we look at the rest of the series and think that we're not possibly able to win 3 maps in a row. It feels like that's very plausible if you're an Ultra fan. And again, you look at kind of the ranks across how Control has gone for both these 2 teams. When it comes to the mode, it's been pretty even. But like you said, it's been Cloud9 and Hacienda everything since the map has essentially been pulled into the pool. So let's see if Toronto can find a way to get a good break off, get themselves back into this series, and try to extend this a little while longer. Because this, I pegged this to be the best match of the day. And well, so far it has been, but it's still just 2-0.
So Ultra got to give us a little bit of life here. Going to be on the attacking side early on. Instant fights over towards Top Secret. They lose that first one. Now you have a pinch on the cards here for Beans, but now he's the only player alive. Can he find a double to keep this positioning? Yes, he does. And now you can put yourself in a position to play a couple spawners.
And they know that Mac is out of at least the realm of possibility of being in this play. He gets traded to make sure the spawns come through. Now Joe has joined the effort over towards Office. Oh, nice little up and down side here play. Caught though, not able to get back into Office, so that's going to leave Toronto just kind of fighting for their lives on the B point.
Game clock paused. Try to fight for the top Office control if you are Insight, but give the first kill to now Cloud9. They have the pinch on the horizon. Attach finds that one-on-one. Kleenex is trapped in towards 10. He falls. Now Joe Deceives, last player you have to account for. You take care of him. All of Ultra coming off the respawn. You shut down their initial B push. Now someone get over to Rocks. They're instantly working that 08.
Yeah, good read up top at Spiral. Insight should be able to chase this down or at least push this player back a little bit further. Oh, but trying to find him. That's where everything starts to fall apart. So now Beans, last one really left alive, going to stop the clock at 29 seconds by hopping on towards A, but Cloud9 was right there to take him out the point. Mac's on 5 in a row, so Mr. Joe DeLuca looking real bright, saying he wants to watch Mac, and he's getting what he wants.
Oh yeah, my guy Joe knows a thing or two about Call of Duty, you know? He's been around the block once or twice. But Mac with a perfect start here. Potentially continue to earn towards that Hellstorm. Finds kill number 6. Instantly traded by Insight, but with only 7 seconds left, you gotta go. You gotta go towards B, and Kremp is not gonna allow you to do it.
Yeah, full flood here. Just sneaky corner.
Hello.
Yep, that'll work. Plus also the assistance from Attach. 0 ticks of progress. Ultra barely even saw the zone, let alone gunning onto it.
Yeah, that's tough. You don't want to have an opening attacking ground like that if you are Ultra. But Cloud9 do what they need to. They win the break off, go 3 for 1. They keep on filling the proper gaps. And in those one-on-one gunfights, the SMGs just keep on clutching up. Mac with the perfect start, Kremp in the perfect position. Secures their first defense, and now you really have no worries going into this next offense. Let's just get a couple segments. It's okay if we lose.
Yeah. I mean, that'll put you in the back foot a little bit. Smile still for Toronto, but it was all Mac in round number 1. See what the breakoff looks like for Cloud9, 2-2 split. A lot of focus over towards top halls. Trophy system to supply some support. Stuns, nades also landing on the backside of this. Does Civ actually want to try to push through on it? Double up with Kremp allows the trade to come out. And you've got Cloud9 on the point for now, but Toronto have won the gunfights they need, and now they can come back to the zone.
Oh, I thought Mac was about to make such an impactful play there once he was able to push his way through 10 and potentially come up behind those players over towards Splat. But they get the read on it, able to clear out their spawn. Waiting for that on the side of Cloud9. Now they're working their way through that overextension at Rock, but they find 3 kills in sync, and now you can guarantee at least 1 second.
Yeah, sure could. Beans up top, trying to find himself to a different window, but Civ is on the hunt. And he is chasing him down as best he possibly can. First tick already locked at A, second on the way. Beans trying to be a part of the play, but shut down. Now it's just down to Candy win the gunfight.
Shots!
Oh, great shots from Civ. Follow up now. Klinex trying to play from window to window. Just able to sneak away from the eyes of Civ. But still the kills are there, and you're nearly at full capture. Cloud9 still floating forward. A follow-up from Attach is good, and they're gonna get the extra 60 seconds here.
Yeah, that's gonna guarantee the 8 point. Now Attach in a very good position to find a couple more. Only able to take down 2 though. The instant rotation over towards this B point as the first segment is basically going to be guaranteed. Ultra are banking on this flank route. Coming in from inside. The rest of Cloud9 are all focused on towards the front. They keep on trading. They're going to win this round.
Kremp turned around though. Could not find Joe Deceives. Attach held back over at Connector. Nades will keep him in place. Cloud9 coming off the respawn freely though. Joe looking to possibly track on to Attach. Cannot find him, but his shots top window have now alarmed this Cloud9 offense. Couple of spam shots as now here comes the breakdown. Beautiful take. Klinex still trying to follow up. No, not quite able to find the double. And here we go. Cloud9 on the zone.
Oh, now inside on the pinch. Whips out that third SMG. Tries to be a little bit more aggressive on the map. You have a good test going on. Bean just has to find this one-on-one. He's able to find it on the Kremp. 16v13. Cloud9 can continue to play trades because they have the numbers advantage.
Yeah, trades are decent, but look at the route starting to be developed by Joe Deceives. He's trying to find some space over towards top spiral. You can't lose focus on the zone though. Mac finding Klinex. Attach following up. They take care of the pinch. Now you can get on for the stack. Second tick of progress is gone. Beans able to take 1 away, but Kremp up top at Patio. This might be the winning play if you can find an elimination, but no, not quite. Ultra back in for the contest. Can they find a way to find the wins? Attach able to find 1. Civ on the corner. No, not quite. And Toronto will regain.
Ultra able to fight their way back on in. If you're Kremp in that situation, you know the last player alive is Beans in towards 10. Let's just chow that gunfight and stack the point. You can afford to give up that power position there because when you lose that power position due to a gunfight, you allow Ultra to take it, now retake the map control. Only up by 1 life now is C9. They have a long route being developed on the side of Attach. Everyone else is banking on gunfight trades through their spawn. But with 45 seconds, is what can Attach get done?
Yeah, 7v6. Every kill is a big kill. And that is a massive win from Attach across the previously captured A zone. Beans up top, shuts down Civ. The front line holding for now. This is going to come down to a TDM though. And you've got a long route developing from Attach, and he finds Klinex around the back. Trade is good on the back from the front side of the hill, but Joe Deceives has a lot in front of him, and you still got to get on towards the zone. Toronto, you got to find a way to contest this. Klinex able to at least back down. Attach follow-up from Joe is good. They're able to stop the play for now. Civ, Mac, trying to come in from the front. 20 seconds. They can wait for help in this 3v3. All the nades feel like they're expended at this point. Civ's going to hit a route. Who's going to be the first one to touch, though? It's just down to what Civ can find from the backside of 10. He's shut down. Now it's just down to what happens onto the zone. 2v3. Attached by himself. Can he find the elimination? He's in trouble. Pistol out. Not going to happen. And Toronto stay alive.
Whew. Toronto happy as hell to stay alive in that situation. I thought Attach, when he found so much success, might be the only player out there for C9. It would have made it a lot more difficult for them to even put themselves in those foul positions. But they were banking on that tight setup from Plat and Ted. Able to win the trade fights. Find that kill onto Attach at the right time. If you're C9, you at least walk away with what, 4 segments
5.
there? You could have had an opportunity to close out that round, maybe stack the point a little bit, but you know, we'll figure that out later.
I mean, it's still one of those things like, if Toronto don't get back to contest at the last second right there and Cloud9 capture, this series is done. So Toronto save themselves in this opening winners round 1. But now it comes down to, again, the bar has been set. You've got to find at least 5 ticks of progress here and then stonewall Cloud9 when they get back onto the attack. So a lot of work to be done, but still alive.
Yeah, instantly working their way over towards B. Good. You find the opening kill. You take a little bit of plat control, and this is the perfect start to an offensive round here on Aussie.
Yeah, sure is. Last one left alive is Kremp, and he can't really do much on the zone, so he's going to get to work on spawn kills. Seeing how much he can just essentially just farm out Joe Deceives. CleanX falling up top, but second tick is done. Third on the way. These kills for Cloud9, they may actually be able to contest this. Hold on a second. Here's the shots from the top. There's the contest. Mac flies on in, and what a save that is from Cloud9.
Oh, and you already have Kremp playing spawners. Finds that opening kill versus CleanX. He still knows that they're going to be pressure on him. Joe Deceives trying to find that trade. The wall bang good enough to have him absolutely one shot in the bounce back. Able to close out that kill. So you have cleared out your base. At least you thought so,
Yeah,
but
kinda.
Attach is already there.
Yeah, Beans is going to try to find a mad dash on towards B. Most of this third tick has been depleted. Contest is on in, and Beans says no idea where to challenge that from. Kremp with the elimination, Mac following up, and CleanX can only find one trade backside well. Not good enough yet, but that elimination from Joe allows an opportunity for Ultra to push through.
Yeah, but they didn't find that final kill onto Kremp, so Joe knows I gotta play for these spawners. I can't hop on towards that B point. Teammates off the respawn, let's jump on towards A. You're able to eliminate Kremp.
Wow.
Game clock is still being paused, but you have 2 seconds this, and you work over towards B.
Yeah, Joe's doing what he can, but his teammates spawning towards P2 really only have a route to get over to A, and now there's a pinch on the way from Mac. Shut down by Insight. Okay, we can stack the A zone here. First tick looks good. Shut down from CleanX. They can actually hit both zones at the same time. You've got 1 player onto A, 2 on B. The extra 60 seconds is good. Sib able to clear off the pressure on A, but a first tick is already secured.
Yeah, Cloud9 knew, okay, B is probably chalk. Let's just try to set up around this A point. Still have 1 player trying to work up on that segment, but Beans is gonna go for the one-man army play. Unfortunately, does get cut down. Now Cloud9 have a couple players to roam around your spawn. Thankfully, you're able to eliminate Attach, so not gonna waste a lot of time working out of your base.
The spawns for Ultra will have 2 members running from well side. Cloud9 can still move up the map as they see fit. Civic Connector caught by surprise. Now you've got a wrap starting to develop here for Ultra. Trying to get some high ground control, but shut down by Kremp and Mac. Follow-up from Insight is decent, and yeah, you will get a player to climb the vines, make their way up top. Attach just has to hold his ground.
Yep, just keep playing your life on their side of the spawn. You still have Kremp roaming around Lambo side. He knows that he at least has 2 players trapped in towards the back end. Sid tries to line up a double, only able to clean up 1. You're sending your teammate for the trade. Now the last player alive is going to be Joey D. You locate him, a clean 4 dead. Kremp still roaming. This guy is so annoying.
4 in a row for Kremp, 23 and 14, by the way, casually. And he is just sliding, finessing, getting help from his teammates. Now the re-wrap is on the way. Oh my goodness. Doesn't get the final onto Joe Deceives, but an 8v2. Damage has been dealt. Cloud9 will come away with a major advantage and likely just a guaranteed round 5 defense at worst.
Oh yeah, because what? They only allow 4 segments to get away from something here, so they're still up by 1. A guaranteed defense if they do go to round number 5. But the first round on defense, it was all the Mac attack.
Yep.
Second round, it was the Kremp show. Just being a nuisance in their spawn. Every time Ultra thinking, okay, we're finding kills around the middle of the map. There's no way in hell this guy's gonna be playing spawners, but every single time Kremp was catching that timing, not allowing him to have the full play push over towards one of these points. So many clutch gunfights over here at the fence line. Allow Cloud9 to go up 2-1.
And it's just something about like watching this Cloud9 team find the synergy between their front and back lines that just makes you feel like this team has the potential of being a major dark horse at this tournament. Because both subs have been great, yeah, but I think it's the moments where you see Mac diving in and then getting out, setting up an easy elimination for Civ or Attach, or vice versa, where it's like, hey, you get a little bit of damage in, your SMGs fly forward, find the kill. They just feel like they're always in 4v3 situations. Really good stuff from Cloud9 to this point. Just like that, opening damage, Civ follows up, finds the kill, allows Kremp to run forward. He's now in your back line. Decent response here from Ultra, but Mac is now still a part of this play. Does he really want this one? Sure looks like it. Stuns, wall bangs, everything going his way, and Mac still wins the gunfight and slips away for another opportunity. And oh my! No! Absolute rampage! Almost able to shut down CleanX, but his double will stop Cloud9 in their tracks.
Oh yeah, but Mac does everything for no one to be on the objective, so clock's still ticking down if you are C9. 45 seconds to work with. You're getting those spawns over towards Rock side. Both of those players instantly get shut on down. Civ unfortunately can't find anything.
Big
besides
win.
one, and now Ultra, even with that Mac attack play, like, they withstand that pressure. Still C9 without a second.
This has been an absolute 50-50 tug-of-war series. Everything has been so tight, so close. But now there's a route starting to develop for 3 Cloud9 members over towards B. You've got 2 players for Ultra in their spawns. Sib just doesn't see the player who ran right by him, and now all of a sudden, you've got Beans behind, but Sib coming back to the play, finds the trade. Mac follows up with another. CleanX from top window. Seen by Sib, wants the gunfight, and whoa, deals with them pretty darn nicely. One tick at B is locked, but the clock's down to under 10 seconds.
Yeah, and it's a big one-on-one versus CleanX. You at least have them weak, set them up for your teammates, but now Toronto have plat control. We can't work over towards B. We gotta put the game clock at a pause here at A. Big one-on-one there from Kremp. Knows the pressure's gonna be on him. Ultra now have the numbers. They might be able to force the round number 5. And inside with that double, he's able to do it.
Wow. This series can't get any closer, legitimately. This has been just 2 Titans hitting each other with haymakers. So Cloud9's gonna get the defense here. And for Ultra, yeah, you were starting to develop a little bit more on your most recent attempt, but still not able to complete. I think especially the problem has been over towards B. They just haven't really found the breakthrough to get clean, comfortable setups to scale past the zone. It's been in or around office, but they haven't been able to get towards 10. And they really haven't been all that comfortable staying on the zone.
Yeah, it's because they keep losing track of players,
Yeah.
man. It's like Kremp and Mac every single time are pushing towards open, getting through Lambo, taking their sweet time on that flank route. So they're always keeping them on their toes. But now into the round number 5, Ultra on the offense. Last time it was 3 players committing overthrew well.
Boink.
Round 5's a little bit better here for Ultra, but Cloud9 on preferred side.
Trophy system bonks off a teammate and doesn't actually stop the stuns from coming through. Does that play a difference maker at all? Break off towards B. Contest is on the way in. Good win from CleanX. Almost able to find a second, but Jodeci's up top. Able to keep the play alive. 2 members on. First tick of progress looking good. Will come through, but Sib's wallbang now just has in sight by himself, and he'll be traced down. Cloud9 moving forward.
And now Ultra got to work their way through the OE. Already having a couple players making their way out from rock side. Jodeci's unfortunately is going to fall. So can we find these trades through the top middle? Insight with a double. That CleanX potentially coming up behind Sib, but he had both of those guns for the engagement. AR for the first, SMG for the second. That's already 3 dead in Ultra. Now wasting time working out of their spawn again.
That's a big door shut in the face of Toronto Ultra if you're Cloud9. They were looking like one more trade, they're on to B. But now Insight has to play with desperate measures over towards A. Decent shots, but the clock still ticks down beyond 35 seconds to play. Cloud9 still 2 members playing for the spawn trap, and they are still frying. Kremp in particular, 2 in a row. CleanX has to be a solo hero.
Yeah, he knows I have to get off the point. My teammates aren't finding success to get out of my spawn, but they know exactly where I am. 55 HP in a dream. He's gonna get naded out, and now C9 need 20 seconds. Walking away with a 3-0 again versus this Ultra squad. Just one final wave of kills.
Insight has to go massive here. Finds the first. They clean out connector. Mac playing in a sneaky spot. You have to find him and get on to B if you're Ultra. Decent read, but they can't find the clean kill. So now it's just down to what they can develop from the front. Beans and CleanX, the last 2 left alive. Deal with the first 2 decently. Second tick of progress on the way. Taps looking for the pinch. Can't see anything yet. 3.1 on the clock. Here comes the help from Ultra around the back. This is all about, can they find the kills from the front of this hard point?
No way.
And Sybil drops. Mac will left too, but he's not really able to get onto the zone. Does he want to try to challenge this? Trying to find a pinch, not gonna happen. Extra 60 seconds, Ultra not done yet.
That's insane. Ultra in a 2v4 able to extend the game.
Whoa.
Or at least extend the play for the teammates to get back into it. Now they're giving himself a really good shot here, chaining it over towards A. A big one-on-one. Inside is able to win it. And now you have the map control. We just got to eliminate Mac in our base.
Yep, and Mac's in trouble. He's just going to get pinched up. So now it's a 12 plays 9. Exit allowed for Ultra to get out of spawn. Cloud9 largely playing around P4 and looking for the full wrap, just trying to keep Ultra uncomfortable.
I absolutely love this from Kremp. He knows all 4 players are already up, so I can take my sweet time around this flank. Finds the opening onto Beans. Now the players from Ultra have to get off that A point. You have to win these one-on-ones.
Mac for 1. Cleanup is there. Kremp back into the play again. Big win versus Insight. CleanX is trying to stall the clock as much as humanly possible, but Attach finds the win. Damage onto a second. Switching to the AR, not going to work, but Sib finds his trade. Kremp now behind the play. Chasing, hunting, trying to find these last couple of Toronto members, and Kremp is unstoppable as he gets behind your front line. Eventually shut down by Joe, but again, 73. You have to find a way to break onto the zone. Mac dealt with. You got to find the kills on top, though, and Sib has dealt with one, attached the other, just down to one, and Beans will fall. It's a 3-0 for Cloud9 in absolute stunning fashion.
Ooh, and Crep talking that talk. Had a phenomenal map number 3 there. So many times when he was just playing his life, being a nuisance, finding clutch skill after clutch skill. The SMGs just outperformed side of Ultra's SMGs. And even though it was a very, very tight series, if you're Cloud9, you're feeling like a majority of every single map, you were in control of it. Just a couple things that we have to clean up to make that one a little bit cleaner. But they take care of business again versus Ultra in a clean 3-0.
Little history there with Kremp and Joe, but they're still boys at the end of the day. But a passion series in this second one here of the day. Cloud9, I just got to ask the question here, Jay. I mean, they are looking clean, they're looking polished. We've seen them contend versus the top dogs online. Is this our dark horse for Major 2?
Yeah, I think so, man. Without question, when people were asking me all leading up to this event, who was your dark horse, I was like, do you guys consider Vancouver? They said no. I said, all right, so probably Cloud9, but just like the level that they can play at, man. You have these slayers who can slay, you have the playmakers who can playmake, especially in Search and Destroy, and then at moments when they need to have that clutch factor, you got that as well. So C9 put it all together in this series, even though it was very tight. They move on through the winners bracket side, and Ultra is still winless on lane.
Yeah, that's what? You say that out loud and my ears perk a little bit. But no, Vancouver and Cloud9 both come out, and we were kind of questioning for Vancouver, would they be a team that is able to kind of reproduce what they do on land? Answer was yes. Cloud9, could they find a way to, surpass